Mormon caravan.
Hey there. Here's the rest of the payment I promised you back in Goodsprings. Alice McLafferty runs the Crimson. I'm getting ready to run a caravan up towards Utah. The Crimson Caravan doesn't have any branches out.
Fucking expensive to get into the strip these days.
Nelson will serve as example. We'll bleed the ground red with anyone who opposes our peace efforts.
Welcome to the Crimson Caravan Company. I'm afraid we have... Deliver this invoice to Dr. Hildern. Welcome back. It's
I hear a trouble.
Let me guess. You got work for me, right? Well, you're too late. I just quit the bounty trade. Well, shit. Feel free to stick it. Guess that's as good a reason as any to... Shit. Because I killed a couple of marks for him, that's why. You ever hear of Jackson? Damn right they were. And they were good, too. Till I popped a couple shells in their assholes. See, somebody gives me a job, I do it. Maybe I complain a little. Oh, shit, I don't know. Gotta be at least a month. Longer than I last at most jobs. Oh, yeah. A lot. Like before I was a bounty hunter, I worked as a caravan guard. Crazy bastards expected me to wake up at dawn. And I need at least 10, 12 hours of sleep. Well, hey, the field's wide open now that I'm gone. Simple. Gonna make myself some... Once I get my caps from Daughtry, I'm going to... There's not as many people playing at Gomorrah, so that means I've got better odds.
I'm Lieutenant Gorobets, 1st Recon. If you're looking to collect a bounty, we're the finest sniper outfit in the whole NCR. Some of my team aren't without their I'd appreciate it. As our CO, I could or... Corporal Sterling was an NCR Ranger until he was captured by the Legion. He wasn't able to be a Ranger after that, but his eyes are still sharp. So I had him transferred to 1st Recon. We're the finest sniper outfit. If they've proven hard to kill, yes. Whatever it takes to get...
Girl, you are some grade A poon. Anybody ever tell you that? Trust me, the alpha males are overrated. Plenty of them and... Not unless you count the fiends as serious. Gorobets keeps us inside the fence most of the... Sooner or later, they'll move us out to the dam, though. Legion fights to win, and they're smart. Hell of a lot smarter than these... Fiends, on the other hand, sometimes I get pangs of con... Yeah, well, we can't all be heartless shitheads, right? The lieutenant's been talking to you, hasn't he? You don't see the others crying about every little bruise and screw. Just another injury to take care of, huh? Well, when you put it that way. There's a Dr. Usanagi who's supposed to be good at this sort.
We won't go quietly. The Legion can... Hey there, miss. Ten of spades. 1st Recon sharpshooter. At your surface. The LT... It was my fault. See, I was... Shit, you sound like the LT. I should have... That shit was my fault. I don't want to talk... She's my goddamn partner. Nobody wanted to work with me. She trusts her life to the newbie, and I sit here and let her get raped by that piece of shit. Yeah. The LT, Gorobets gave it to me. See, I wanted to be ace of spades. But the LT says, sorry, kid, you're... It's okay, though. I get a few more kills under my belt. He'll move me up to Jack. I keep at it. Eventually, I'll make it to ace. Think I'll skip queen, though.
I'm Bitter Root, First Recon. It's a con name. You know, the Great Khans. That's what my parents were. I figured I grew up around the bastards. They owed me a name after all they put me through. They're dead. Got themselves killed. You're sorry? Well, that makes one of us. Best thing that ever happened to my parents, too. After that, if you haven't begged for mercy, when NCR slaughtered the Khans at Bitter Springs, the way I see it, Bitter Springs was my beatdown. So afterward, don't I?
Howdy. Name's Sterling, First Recon. Can't say I've seen you before. I'd remember if I had. Got a good memory for faces, landmarks and such. I call her the Long Carabine. Been shooting with her so long, couldn't bring myself to toss her away. Would have felt... The other snipers used bolt action, but Gorbets reckoned it didn't matter none. You...
Hello. If it's bad news, you can take it up with the Colonel. If it's good news, it better involve some dead... I've got 3 fiends I want dead, and I don't give... Good. That's damn good. First one calls herself Violet. God knows why. The name is the prettiest thing about her. Then there's Driver Nafai. He's fast, and he's brutal. Killed about a dozen of my men with a... And finally, Cook. Rapist, pyromaniac, and damn good shit. I'm not gonna feed you any bullshit. These aren't your common Vegas... You go after them. Any of them. Violet it is. Wish I could give you more advice on how to... Just watch out for the dogs.
Wish I had a First Recon guy looking after me.
Yep, I'm still here. And I...
Nice to meet you. Officially, I'm in charge of Bravo Company. But since General Oliver has Bravo and most of our forces here garrisoned, I'm free to do other things. So I work with Colonel Shu on logistics, patrol. Lately, it's been less about that, and more about figuring out how that information... It's a big base with a lot of unhappy soldiers. They get stir-crazy. Hard to separate the malcontents from the actual culprit.
Boyd's in there with a prisoner right now. Boy, is she...
You stick out like a sore thumb around here. Yeah, so far this has gone exactly as expected. Poorly. But with the work you've done for... We captured an honest-to-God centurion of Caesar's Legion recently. Better believe it. Everybody. Everybody in Caesar's Legion from Caesar... They're so twitchy they'd probably do it if you... But here's this guy, who's an elite commander in their army, and he just gives... Well, I don't know about you, but to me, that sounds like a man who's willing... Only times he speaks up are to insult you. He's a... I like the way you think. If I... Problem is that the NCR frowns on using that sort of tactic. There's... But here's my favorite thing about you. You're not in the NCR. I think if you rough him up enough... So let's do this. When you're ready, I'll go in and give you a little... We go back and forth a couple times until either he talks or he can't move his jaw anymore. Either...
Pissed.
Long time no see, Silus.
Lieutenant. I was just thinking about you.
That's so.
I was just thinking about that pretty neck of yours.
How sweet.
I was thinking about how it would look with a Legion slave collar on it.
I'll pass.
Do you know what I love about our slave collars, Lieutenant?
If you love them, maybe you should try one on.
I love how tightly they fit. I train my men to make sure the slave's flesh bulges a bit around the top and bottom. Know why?
It's all the rage in fashion circles?
Not quite. If you fit it just right, their body never gets used to the feeling of wearing it. It cuts in just enough when they swallow or turn their head to remind them who they belong to. And it's that constant reminder that keeps them docile.
In that case, maybe you'd better save the collar you were gonna give me.
Oh? For whom?
For a friend of mine you're about to meet. My friend isn't very docile.
And who is this friend of yours?
You know all the rules the NCR instituted to protect enemy prisoners of war?
Of course.
My friend doesn't. Oh, and Silus, if you resist at all, I'll personally blow your brains out. Come on in, he's all yours. I'll be back in a bit to see how you're getting along. And I'll need you to surrender your weapons before you go in. You can pick them up from the locker on your way out. Let's finish this up, then we can talk.
What an ugly little worm you are. What pile of... You must have some reason to be in your line of work. Did we enslave your children? Whatever it was, I hope I was there to give the order. Foot soldiers of the Legion are trained not to have to think for themselves, to have conflict removed from their minds. They kill themselves to evade capture because they are not trusted to make such a decision rapidly. But I'm no foot soldier. I knew I could escape captivity on my own without revealing the tiniest iota of information to my captors. I'll show you gutless, you sniveling bastard. I'll spill your guts all over this room. Aha!
Whoa, easy there. You're supposed to rough him up a little, not kill him. Why don't you step outside and let off some steam? Nice job.
You like that?
All right, you can stop for a sec.
Watch out!
I think my friend doesn't like you, Sealoose. I don't know how much longer I can keep her under control.
You think this'll make me talk? A beating? This is the best you can do?
Not just any beating, Sealoose. A savage beating. A beating that you'll be reminded of every time you feel pain from now on. When my friend's done with you, you won't have any of your teeth left. You'll be drinking your food through a straw. Your ribs will never heal properly, and it will hurt every time you breathe. It'll be like your collars, Sealoose. Impossible to forget.
Go to hell.
Huh. Not the sort of wit I've come to expect from you, Sealoose.
You're getting nothing from me.
I'm getting entertainment. That's something. So what's it gonna be? Are you gonna spill your guts to me? Or am I gonna let my friend the Maniac back in here for some playtime? Sealoose. Silent treatment, huh? Have it your way. Come on back in. I think he misses you. Oh, and let me check you for weapons one more time. For your safety as well as his.
You hit like... It'll take more than...
Alma. Can't run from me. Come on! You're mine. Had enough? Can't run from me.
Enough, this is pointless. I'm dead to the Legion either way. But you should know that Caesar has always kept his own counsel. He never reveals any... My knowledge will not prevent the inevitable. This camp will be ash within months. Maybe weeks. Beat me all you like, but it won't make my information any more useful. Something is wrong with Caesar. Something he is attempting to... For 3 days, we awaited his order to dispatch us. 3 days. He looks different now than he used to. His face is sunken. There is one other thing that may interest you. I know that Caesar has planted a spy here. Every night, details of NCR troop movements are broadcast from a radio on this. The spy has been here a long time, since before the entire conflict began. If I knew who he was, I would tell you. If I escape and he's alive to report it, the Legion would hunt me down. But like I said, none of this information will change the outcome for you. No force can hold back the tide of the Legion. Get away from me. Wish I had a first recon guy looking after me.
Go right ahead, Trooper. Go right ahead, Trooper.
I'm usually good with faces, but I don't think I... You don't cook by any chance, do you? Honestly, we're fighting a lot of fires. We've got the Legion breathing down our necks across the river. Yeah. So somebody... Calm is what you have to be when people look to you. As in chem fiends. They set up shop in Vault 3 to the west. Every day they attack our positions, but every day there's more of them and less of us. I sent... Hell of a thing, losing a ranger. That vault. Watch for civilians, too. The fiends have been kidnapping locals. They just walk right... But the man you're looking for is Bryce Anders. Anders, you hear something like a chainsaw? You've found Motor Runner. Put a bullet in his head, and you'll have... We set up here with our sights set on annexing New Vegas. That's a lot of resources that could do a lot of good for us. But that hasn't happened. If anything, they annexed us. They rake in the profits from our soldiers, and we're stuck protecting them from the Legion. Not exactly the plan. Now we're trying to secure the Strip and the dam at the same time, and it's costing us. And in the meantime, General Oliver won't approve any offensive maneuvers because he doesn't want to risk losing our positions. So we're in a holding pattern here. And Caesar's on the other side of the river, planning. I have Lieutenant Boyd on that already, and she's excellent, but I think she's hit a wall. Talk to her if you like. Her office is... Well, why not? Given your recent arrival, at least I can safely rule you out as the leak. I'd like to have absolute trust in my men, but that's just not practical right now. Go ahead and look into it. See what you find. We don't have much to go on right now. Lately, every raiding party in New Vegas seems to have a map of our troop movements. It derails everything. Supplies, reinforcements, and it'll only get worse the longer we let it go on. Captain Curtis is heading up the investigation right now. He can fill you in. It's our main base. We took it because it lets us keep... From here, we handle most of the logistics for our operations in Nevada. Usually, General Oliver runs the show here. But he's on his way to the dam now, so I've taken on a lot of his duties here. Unfortunately, no. In fact, the word from the ranger stations has been especially concerned. Sounds like they've run into overwhelming resistance, and supplies just aren't reaching them. It's been so bad, I asked Sergeant Reyes at Camp Forlorn Hope to look into it, and see how it is.
Patrol, glad you're with us. We won't go quietly. The Legion...
A little busy at the moment, but I can talk. This? The OSI lab. We don't... Nobody ever said science would smell clean and fresh. And I know I don't sound the part. Get raised by Brahmin ranchers and you know... But I know every inch of the power grid from Hoover Dam to Shady Sands. That's what we do here. Try to optimize the power output from the dam. Some of the others are working on an agricultural project, but truth be told, they aren't making much progress. Not yet, anyway. You mean give you work? No. Between you and me, I don't think he ever leaves. I can't say. We're not supposed to talk about the research.
Can count on that.
A pleasure to meet you. I'm Dr. Thomas Hildern, Director... From Alice. I'll see that she's paid right away. Crimson Caravan runs a tight operation, even out... Was there anything else? Wonderful. Straight to it, then. Have you signed the release forms? No? Doesn't matter. We'll keep that to ourselves. Vault 22. Where to begin? Imagine, if you will, the wasteland in orchards of trees. And all this, requiring no more than a few drops of precious... A realist. But what if I was to tell you that the wasteland can yield an endless bounty? We need only reach out and take it, and for that, I need you. Good. I believe that the inhabitants of Vault 22 unlock the secrets of vegetative growth. Plants are spilling from their gate. No one tends them. No one waters them. Yet they multiply and spread in all directions. Find the reason for this miraculous growth, and I promise you the OSI will see that you are Good. No need to check in with the NCR authority. Vaults typically contain a server room on a lower level, where they would have backed up their research data. A computer room, you understand? Download all the information on the central server to your Pip-Boy, and you'll be certain to bring me any notes or samples that you find, won't you? I see.
Did Dr. Hildern... This really... I shouldn't say anything. I know... There were a lot of mercs. Then about a week ago, there was a scientist, Keeley. And he didn't mention her? He's not what you'd call warm. Most of the time, I focus on the science and try to... He sure does. Everyone knows it. But abandoning Keeley, he crossed a line. Taking credit for other people's work is one. If Hildern tries to recruit any more mercs, I'm gonna warn them.
We won't go quietly. The Legion can count on that.
Patrolling the Mojave almost makes you wish for a nuclear winter.
What is it? Smart man. I could use somebody who can operate. Whoever our mole is, he's been slippery. Whenever one of the MPs gets too close, he changes his habit. You want my advice? Start by talking to people with a lot of eyes in the field. People like Luke. Careful with Contreras, though. He's not a... Keep me apprised of any leads you get. This guy's gotten a lot of my men killed. Well, I'll leave that to you. But I would recommend Lieutenant Boyd and Sergeant...
That was fun to watch. I'd have you do it again, but I'd probably... This'll do the NCR. Here's the standard fee. Plus, I threw in the price of a good show on the Strip. That's from me. I've had soldiers go AWOL. Well, there's Anders. He's a Ranger. Colonel Shu sent him out. Now I think... Sure, if you want to investigate. It's not like there's anything to steal. If you can find out any more... There's something about this I really don't like. And if I weren't tied up... I don't know him very well myself. Colonel... No witnesses yet. But he's too slick to let anyone catch him doing it. We've searched his possessions a dozen... It's probably just a meeting... But it bothers me that they didn't break in. It means they have an access.